Do you have a side project that you want to work on, that you want to publish? Do you want to start a blog? Do you want to make additional money outside of your main job and grow that over time? Hey, what's up? I'm Paul Solt from Super Easy Apps, and I want to introduce SwiftLee's course. This is from Antoine Vanderlee. It's the first course that he's published, and it's about going indie. So he's a staff iOS developer who's been working at WeTransfer for a long time and running a popular iOS development blog called SwiftLee that covers so many different topics on Swift, unit testing, productivity, all kinds of things. And now he's created a brand new course that I want to introduce to you. It's on sale until Friday. That would be September 27th. It was just finished, so I got early access to it a few months ago and watched the first 3 modules, and I kind of want to give you a sneak peek at the course so you can sort of see what this is about. There's a lot on like mindset, which I really appreciate, and it was like motivating to go through those sections. That's really what jump-started me on like trying to set a deadline for my own apps that I'm working on. And it's cool to see someone else who's got a family, who's active with sports, who's got a full-time job that is trying to balance that on top of running a blog and running different apps and selling those and growing those revenues over time. So in this course, you're going to learn stuff about indie mindset, goal setting, planning, how to maintain your productivity and really focus in on things. And I think this is a really challenging topic. There's so many distractions today. Like I remember back when I was in college, it was really easy to focus on my coursework because I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't have constant interruptions throughout the day. Like I just didn't get texted that much. Now my phone is dinging all the time. There's always some kind of news story. There's always some kind of new development. There's things happening at home. There's things happening with family. It's really hard to focus. And so I think when you want to get something published, when you want to do some great work that is just yours, it takes some time. And it's not something that you can finish right now if you've got a full-time job, if you're in college and you've got a full course load, or if you're juggling family things. You got to figure out how to do it. And so that's why I really like this course, is that it's from someone who's sort of juggled a ton of different things and figure out a way to make it work. So there's that. And then we get into development best practices. We talk about marketing and growth opportunities. He's got some guest lectures that are really exciting. I'm going to take you on a little peek at that. Some financial strategies, and then sort of sustaining your momentum. How do you keep doing this while juggling everything else? All right. So there's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of techniques in this course. There's high quality guest lectures. And so like there's a little sneak peek here that we can just hit play on.
It's just oftentimes new APIs spark new ideas. Yeah. And then it's just a really easy form for me to get inspiration. Right. Because I can look at the release notes between iOS 18 and 17 and see, oh, yeah, these new APIs are added. What can I do with them? Yeah. What does it make easier than before?
So I'm fascinated by the way that Jordy works. I've seen him talk at some different conferences and read some things that he's written. And it's just fascinating that like he's looking for new opportunities. He's looking for different APIs that exist that he can basically wrap a Mac app around and sell that on the App Store. So like their latest app that both of these two have worked on is around the new permissions in the new Mac OS that's coming out that just nags you every single month. Do you want to allow this video recording app to have access to record your screen? And it's like, it's super pestering, super annoying. So they found a way programmatically to disable that by granting access to the app into a distant time into the future. And so it's stuff like that that's really interesting. So I think you'll really enjoy that lecture. And we can look at the full course here. So I completed the first 3 sections, which I thought were really inspiring and helping you get into things, finding some resources for indie-related books, podcasts, and interviews. And then the future stuff, I really haven't had a chance to look at this just because life has been busy for me. I've been working on my app, and I've been working on embedded Swift as well. And so time is limited. So there's development practices, and like we've got the guest lecture with Jordy, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then building and nurturing your audience. I think this would be a good one to maybe peek at. And the flywheel concept of reinvesting for growth, I think might be a good one. So there's just a lot of content in here, and then there's some exclusive discounts that he's got. So if you want to use any of these services down at the bottom, the only thing I use here is Sketch. So I highly recommend Sketch. I pay for that, but I do a lot of design work for my app development. So it depends on where your focus is. I find it super helpful. And I even used it when I worked at GoPro, just because I'm faster at sort of mocking up things when I needed to talk to designers, using Sketch to come up with some of those designs. So that's the course. Let's take a look behind the scenes. So I jumped to that section with Jordy, which I think is one of the cool interviews. There's 2 guest lectures here, effective design and this 222 method. So let's take a brief look at this.
Welcome, Jordy.
Hey, Tom.
To this,
good afternoon. Good morning.
Going in the interview. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a good sleep. It's nice to see you again. So I'm looking forward to talking with you about whatever.
Yeah, getting to finally know you.
So what's really interesting is Jordy's published a ton of apps. And they're small little utility apps.
Yeah, 10 years or something at this point.
Is it 10 years
Maybe
already?
even more, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody knows. We had a tropical...
Really adds value by bringing those two together and not just a technical demo of it.
Yeah. From concept or idea to something really tangible is...
It was using the microphone in the background, and that API was not returning the microphone anymore, which it wasn't supposed to do in the first place, I think. Because I found like a way to still...
In theory, the methodology that you just described, you could use for new features as well, right? Like, do you do that as well? Is it something that you apply to existing apps?
Yeah, so Mac Whisper is a transcription app on the Mac that uses OpenAI's Whisper transcription model to do high quality transcription.
So what's really cool is you can sort of see like he's got all these different apps. They're integrating with different APIs or services, and he's selling them. And so if you want to learn more about him, you can go to his Twitter profile and see his stuff. I guess there's some new drama with MKBHD launching a wallpaper app. I just downloaded that, but I haven't checked it out. So that's Jordy. That's the 222 course. Actually, it looks like Jordy has a course on his concept of 222, and it's sort of like, can he prototype something in 2 hours, I believe, and then he spends like 2 days like getting that working, and then 2 weeks to polish and ship. So it's like about fast iteration time, and it's like not making the perfect app that's like super full featured, but really hyper focused, really niche, that solves a pain point, that integrates with some new API, making something that wasn't possible before. So there's that. And then if we jump into, let's go down to this flywheel concept and sort of take a peek at that.
Closer. So I want to go over a few flywheels, and this is the first one, where we use revenue for growth. You earn money. You use it for paid acquisition. And with that paid acquisition, you get a new user. And if that user converts, you generate more money. So you can do more paid acquisition, you get more users, and you convert more users. And you can imagine that this is a much quicker way to grow. And if you grow quicker, you can go indie much quicker. And paid acquisitions only make sense if your app's ready for it. So make sure you've optimized your funnels, optimized your onboarding, optimized your paywall. But yeah, if you start generating income, it's much easier to increase that income over time. And don't be afraid for paid tools. If they save you time, you'll have more opportunities to build new features, improve your products, and so on. So you earn money, you pay for the tool.
So I think it's really cool to sort of see some of his perspective. One of the things that Antoine was doing was he was developing Rocket Sim in public and talking about his landing pages. And I remember responding to some of the stuff that he was working on for that. where he was like, oh, should I do it this way or should I do it that way? And I think my stance on it has always been, you've got to test it and sort of see what works, and you've got to throw it out there. And he really iterated on it. He improved the landing page for Rocket Sim and the sales offer and the sales copy and all the text that sort of supports the app, and trying to get developers to purchase the app. And I think that's sort of a testament for this approach, is like, don't spend, like, you don't want to approach your own app marketing of, oh, I'm just going to spend $100 a month and try and advertise this app that has no traction. Like, you need to have a little bit of traction, which means you need to be solving a real problem. So I think that's a really good insight. The second insight from this is that paying for tools is super important. So if something's going to save you time, something's going to allow you to do something that you couldn't do. Like, one of the things that I'm looking into is Superwall. Superwall allows you to customize your product page and update it on the fly, so that you're not locked into one design, that you're not locked into one copy, and that you can sort of test different price points. You can test different ways of describing your app. And so that's one of the things that I'm working on integrating with Brew Coffee. And it's like concepts like this, where like, you're going to pay a little bit of money to integrate something like Superwall or Revenue Cat, but it can potentially unlock new ways of iteration that allows you to figure out, okay, what is the actual strings that I can pull that are going to cause more customers to want to buy it. So that's the course. I hope that this little preview of from side project to going indie helps you get an idea of what this course is about. If you want to sign up, I've got a link down below. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a little bit of a commission. If you purchase the course, you're free to go to his website and find the course on SwiftLee Courses and buy it without the affiliate link. But if you want to support me as well as Antoine, you can use the link that I have down below. Thanks so much for watching. And up next, I'm going to have a video on embedded Swift. I've been playing around with getting that working, so stay forward and look forward to that video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you later.